Hey guys, it's Ethan coming back here again with another deck profile with Cosmos. Went to Tuscalusa in the fall 2017, and I got top 24. I got my invite. So I'm gonna show you my pure Cosmos build, and I'm gonna show you how you guys can do some massive plays, and we're gonna be really relaxed. We're gonna be showing you a lot of good stuff that's going on. So let's go ahead and get into the deck right now. Of course, you only can play one Dark Destroyer. That's nothing to explain there. Eclipser at 1. It's actually really good because it actually negated a few traps. I actually resolved it a couple times with Pendulum Graph or anything like that. You play one Forerunner. I was thinking about playing it too, but one Forerunner is all you need. Then you play 3 Dogfighter. He's there just for the Full Force Virus. And he's there for tokens, because if you don't have a Full Force Virus, there's nothing ashamed about normal summoning a Slip Rider or a Dark Destroyer off this guy.
How many times did you resolve that?
How many times? Let's see. I did it almost an average twice a game. Almost. I know I didn't do it against the True Draco guy I was playing, because I cited this whole thing out for it. I'd say I resolved it maybe like a good 7 or 8 times, and it was 8 rounds of Swiss. So that's a pretty good ratio. Every time I resolved it, they lost. So at least for the Pendulum Magician and the just the Pendulum Magician guys. Because I've also played in Infernoids and ABCs, and I'm like, yeah, you really don't want to do that. Play 3 Slip. That's kind of like the norm thing. Makes your Infinity, makes your Ring 5s, Lights, anything. And pops back row, because that's kind of just free. You just pop in the back row. And the reason why I played ships, because the trap card, the Pendulum Graph card, I don't know what it's called off the top of my head.
Time Star.
Time Star.
Not Time Pendulum Graph.
Time Pendulum Graph. Because if they destroy it, and they're going to definitely destroy my stuff, I'm going to float down into something bigger. And a lot of people didn't know that they can target a lot of my other stuff I had on the field, not just only my ships, but they never sent any of my ships to the graveyard. I don't know what was going on that day. A lot of stuff happened that day. I played one Dark Lady as well. I think 2 is a little bit too bricky when you can't even get it out in the first hands. But having 1 is actually really okay, because a lot of people know how to get around this nowadays. So I only play her at 1. She's still a good pilot. She's there for the FTK too. You got 1 Kozmo Wicked Witch. She really can't be just destroyed, and this will stall you for turns. 2 Farm Girl. I was thinking about doing 1 and debating about E-Telly. Because if you have E-Telly, it's basically 2 Farm Girls if you play 1. But thing is, I want to play 2. I want to be able to do the combo where you normal summon, or like board wipe, normal summon, Farm Girl, attack, 15, pay 5, get Dark Destroyer, special summon Dark Destroyer, destroy himself, special summon out a Farm Girl, attack again for another 15, search Kozmo Town, and you got Dark Destroyer next turn. So, you're for any turn, yeah.
So you would keep it at 2? Not
yeah,
1?
I would definitely keep it at 2, definitely. Just because of that combo alone. And I can't even imagine just doing it with 3, because it's really cloggy, bricky, and you don't really need it when it's just like this. Play 1 Sword Trooper. I tried 2, but nothing gets striked nowadays in my deck. If anything gets striked, it's tin can. So if my pilots get striked, I'm just gonna have this for next hand and just be like, oh, I'm gonna get Tin Can back, or I'm gonna get Straw Man back, or I'm gonna get Farm Girl back. Make a rank 3. But him at 1 is really good. I'm mainly just playing him because he's just dark for lure, though. 2 Straw Man. Because every build builds something like that, unless you're playing the Dark Planet build that builds 3, because Dark Planet. But 2 is fine because you don't really need it, but you always want to try to. If you're in a tight situation, you always want to try to top deck it. But I play it at 2 because Dark Destroyer. You can search them at Dark. Well, if you don't have the Farm Girl combo, you can always pilot. Special summon Dark Destroyer from hand, Destroyer, pop Strawman, back onto the field, the whole combo, and then you need him again if you're not going to get Kozmo Town to special summon him again. So it's like, oh, you really need to. Alright, the main boss monster. I was not a believer of 3 Tin Can, and now I'm a believer because you always want to see him going first. If they don't have an immediate answer, like a Ash or Ogre, you are going to win the duel if you resolve Tin Can, basically. Because all you have to show them is Eclipser, Dark Destroyer, or Dogfighter. And it doesn't matter what happens with this build, you're going to get either way win. You're going to get Dark Destroyer to pop something. You're going to get Eclipser because he's over 2,000 defense, and it's Eclipser. And Dogfighter just makes you get, stay one ship because you're playing the full force. Okay, so to hand traps, I played 2 Ash Blossom. I was debating about 3, but I really don't need my deck being a little bit bigger than it already is. And I was always planning to either lose or win the dice roll, so this deck is basically based off the dice roll. Either if I win the dice roll or lose the dice roll. My third one is in my side deck to make sure if I was going third or second in my third game or something like that, something stupid, and I know I was going second, I'd always side it in. But if I was going first, you really don't need to see this if you're going first. Because if you're going first, you really need to see your turbo, which is your Lures, Pot of Desires, Kozmo Towns, Tin Can, basically. And Maxi. I hate this card. I really hate this card right now. Because we are in a format where Pendulum Magicians just special summon once, and that's it. And that only counts as one special summon. The only time I drew this was when I was playing against the True Draco guy. And it's True Draco. They don't special summon. And so I had to do this number on it.
You set the max C.
I had to set the max C. Luckily enough, he bricked 2. And he's like, oh, I set 4 back row pass. Oh, guess what I top deck? Tin Can.
Alright, moving on to spells.
Yep, going on to spells. 3 Kozmo Town, because it's pretty basic. You want to see Kozmo Town. You always want to start off with Kozmo Town. Right. And it's free mulligan. Kozmo Town's broken with Lure of Darkness. It's basically Pot of Greed with Kozmo Town, and you get to draw 2 cards for free, and set 1 back into your hand. It's just broken. You just need to play it like that. And then another good card is Pot of Desires. Pot of Desires is really good, actually. You draw what you need, and you get rid of what you don't, basically. And your Banish Zone. Like, there were so many times where I didn't need, my Solemns if I didn't see it. I don't need my Cosmojos if I didn't first off see it. This card allows me to go so far with so little, basically. And that's what Pot of Desires.
So, how many times did you banish Dark Destroyer?
Once. And that was against a game I was already gonna lose. So
alright.
It was lost already. I had bricked hands. You play the 2 board wipes, Dark Hole, Raigeki. Just to make sure, if you lose the dice roll, and you're in a format where they want to go first, where everyone wants to go first right now, you at least want to see one of these. And that's the whole reason why I play 2 of the board wipes. Finally, E-Telly, because board wipe, E-Telly, Farm Girl, you win. Or even in phase, Tin Can. This still resolves in the end phase, and you still get Tin Can's effect. And if you don't have a pilot at all, this is basically Tin Can or Farm Girl, and it's a broken card. I see why it's at 1.
It can also be a straw man, right?
Yeah, it can be a straw man too. But you never want to be in a situation where you can be in a straw man and there are some situations. It's very situational with Straw Man. Very situational. Because what if you don't have anything in your banish? What if you don't have a ship in hand? It's very situational with Straw Man. But you can do it. You also can do it with Sword Trooper too if you wanted to make a quick rank 3. And now onto traps. The Full Force Virus. It's part of the Force, man. It really is. This card is beautiful, and it kills what we're at right now. We're in the Pendulum Magician era, and everything gets hit except for Purple Poison and not Time Star Magician. It's Astrograph Sorcerer. Yeah, but it's like, oh, if you resolve this before that, what's he gonna do with Astrograph? He's gonna set it in the scale and do what? Exactly. So, this card is really, really broken. I'm going to play this in the next format for Spirals. Because I'll actually see what they're going to do. And all the Spiral monsters will go to the graveyard. I know that for a fact. Except for the lady. And they only play one of it. And the Sleeper, of course. But, you need the other Spirals to get them out, basically. And this is going to be my second option for Winter Cherries for it. So this card is going to be really, really good coming up next format, like it isn't already great already. And we play our Revival card is Back to the Front. I'm on the art. There's two sides of people. You either play Call of the Haunted or Back to the Front.
What made you choose this over the Call of the Haunted?
Because the Call of the Haunted is not guaranteed all your effects. Will be guaranteed. Call of Haunted says target your ship in graveyard. Then your opponent can actually chain off that with an MST, Twin Twisters, Cosmic Cyclone, Galaxy Cyclone for the heck of it if they wanted to. And you're going to be like, oh, this thing doesn't even hit the field off of Call of Haunted. Where as far as this will resolve no matter what, if it gets MST'd. This will put your ships in defense, which is never a bad idea, but they will get all their full effects for that. And this card is just broken because there were so many times where I back to the front my Ash Blossom, and it's like, oh, Skull Cravat Joker is 1800. This is really awkward. All their stuff. Really, Ash Blossom is really a good option for even Back to the Front because not only that, she's a level 3. You can make rank 3s with her. This card is really broken. It stalls. It stalls a lot. Get your effects. Get you plus. And the last two cards, Kozmo. I'm in a really bad state where I don't really like this card. It's good for game 1 if you're going to go first. But if you're going second, it's terrible. And if they know you're playing Kozmo, they're going to either play 1 Dinko or 2 Twin Twisters or MST. And they're going to hit this. And you're going to be like, huh, I just did not resolve this. Why am I not playing Solemn Warning or not Royal Decree, Imperial Order other than this? And it's very situational. I would just go with the Warning and the Imperial Order off of this. But I played this to see how it did well, and a lot of people could recover off of it. The destruction effects the guaranteed destruction effects of your pilot or your ships, it's always gonna. I'm not gonna say it's always gonna be guaranteed, but I would say 80% of the time that your ships are gonna get destroyed no matter what.
All right, you want to do side or extra next?
Yeah, we're doing side next. The side 1 Blossom because you want to run 3 no matter what because it's a broken card and.
So would you ever main deck the 3rd?
Yeah. What do you mean? Like main deck it? Like yeah. I always put it in. Yeah, I always put it in. Like on the side, if I won the dice roll and I knew it was gonna go second, I always put it in. I every time I sided, I put this in, no matter what it was, unless I was going first. Then I kept the 2, but that never really happened. when it was like game 3, I was always goes first and take the third one out. You always two is perfect. 3 is better, but it depends on when or what time you're going at it. If you're going first or second, this is all about timing. And for my other one, 3 Ghost Ogre because lol, because True Draco was still a thing, and there's a lot of monsters that still stay on the field for their effects, and you can be just like Ogre, and yeah, they'll get their effects, but they're no longer on the field. They're no longer your problem. But I never cited it. Never saw it, really. And, well, of course I never cited it. But it, like I say in my other video, Ghost Ogre was there just to make sure. And still. Played the whole Kaiju engine. Because everyone was playing Beals at the time, but I never saw Beals at all. So I played 2 Gamecill, 2 Raiden, 1 Slumber. The only reason why I played 2 Raiden is because they're dark targets and they're level 7. So I can make a rank 7, and Gamecill, like say if I lured this, this is still alive. And if I use that, this is still alive. There are many times where this could be alive, no matter what. I could Twin Twister this if it was really up to me at any point. There's not a single dead card in my deck unless I brick. But I don't think that really happened a lot. So you got your 2 Twin Twisters for any back row hate, like Paleo, what's going on there, ABCs, if they actually got their Union Hanger, but you have Ash for that and you have Ogre for that. I mainly did this for the Pendulum monsters because I did not want to deal with the trap at all, and I never did deal with the trap, which was kind of awkward, but I did cite it a lot. I hit their scales, so they couldn't Wavering Eyes, or they couldn't even use their Pendulum Graph, but you always want to hit their Pendulum Graph first. So I just used Twin Twisters. Just 2 Twin Twisters. I used 1 Imperial Order. This card's broken. I don't even know why it came back. It hates on Pendulum. So we'll go with that. 1 Solemn, because Solemn Warning is just too good. And lastly, D-Barrier, because you never know what you're going to go up against, really. You can go Pendulum, Link, XYZ. The guy right next to me that was in the top 24 was playing PK Shadol, and I'm like, oh, well, not everyone's running D-Barrier. I wonder why. Well, you run this D-Barrier against him. So, for my extra deck, I got my rank 7s, Red Eyes Flare, and Big Eye. Never made them. But before I even start this, I never went in my extra deck except for 1 occasion. It's a funny occasion I'll get to. You play 2 Infinity right here, because you play back to the front with Nova, and if Nova is like just gone for some reason, not only can you bring out your Cyber or your Machine or whatever, you can always back to front him. Or even, like, if this was destroyed, you could always be like, oh, well, I have another Infinity. I can back to front Cybernova. Guess what? He's back. So, it was actually really good. I was actually really happy about that. But I never did this. I only went to Nova. And what happened was, I had 2 Slip Riders on the field against a True Draco guy. And I made Nova. Instantly, he's like, oh, hold up, wait, hold up. I bet you don't run a Cyber Dragon. And I'm like, no, I don't. So he destroys it. And I'm like, yeah, I don't play Cyber, I play Barbaroid. And guess what was on the field? His masterpiece. His one and only masterpiece that he made, and he had no field left. Swung over, game. I love it. I can't believe I actually used a Barbaroid in a regional. This never, ever, will ever happen to me again. To rank 5s, you play Pallades, Volcasaurus, Durandal. It's basic. This is rank 5s. It's a great card. Never made them though, but they were there, of course. For my spicy rank 2s, I played Herald of Pure Light and Javelin. Javelin for Beals, Herald of Pure Light if I bricked hard and got back everything I didn't really need. This is basically for my straw man, but he's a good card regardless. And for my rank 3s, I play Breaksword, Leviaire, Nightmare Shark, Grand Pulse. It's pretty basic for level 3s. Attack directly, kill a spell, a trap, special summon from banishment, kill anything. So,
What were your matchups?
my matchups were 5 Pinel Magicians, a True Draco, an ABC, and Infernoid Lightsworn, 60 card Infernoid Lightsworn. And I do want to comment about what I should have done correctly. The guy behind the camera right now will tell you this. I really should have played, if I wanted to get farther in top 24, I should have played Anti-Spell Fragrance and Droll and Lockbird, because there were so many times where like, oh, I really could use Anti-Spell Fragrance, I could really use Droll and Lockbird, because I went up against so many Pendulum Magicians in this tournament. It was so crazy. That was literally my only downfall, because I lost to 3 Pendulum Magicians and I beat 2 Pendulum Magicians out of the 5 Pendulum Magicians I had to face. So if I had any regret, it was not playing Anti-Spell and not playing Droll and Lockbird,
And
which
not
I really
listening
could.
to your best friend.
Yeah, whatever. I still got top 24 regardless, but I did really good. The idea was just basically destroy Pendulum Magicians, and we completed that task. Every other deck I handled like a pro, so I guess so.
So, quick question. Anything you would change in the main deck?
Yeah, I take out the Cosmojos. Really, I really would, because you gain really nothing by destroying your big ships or your Dogfighter, because you're going to use your Dogfighter for the Full Force Virus. I would probably switch this out with Solemn Warning, because this you always, like I said, you always want to prepare going for second sometimes, because you're not always going to win the dice roll. So this is a second, I'm going second card. Okay, so what if they're main decking Denko, which I did know a few people main decking Denko Sekka, and I would just completely take this out and replace it with Solemn Warning right now, and no, not Royal Decree, Imperial Order. I don't know why I keep saying Royal Decree, but Imperial Order is like the best card you want to main right now in any deck right now against, well, unless you're Pendulum Magicians, of course. If you want to beat Pendulum Magicians, you play Imperial Order, and you'll win after that. They can't do anything unless they put a Time Lord in that banishes or not shuffles back row. But they're not going to do that game 1. Definitely not going to do that game 1. They're always going to have that sided, because they already know that if Royal Decree gets flipped up, what's going to happen. It's exactly what's going to happen. That's why they made Denko a lot, though. So I take Cosmojo out, and really, actually, there is another card I would actually mention. Maxi, actually. I would actually say right now, in the state, because where everyone's playing Pendulum Magicians, you're not going to see a lot of special summon. And it's really sad to say, but I would side this. I really would side this, because Maxi is actually a really, really, really great card, but depending on the deck you're playing is... And our main format is just Pendulum Magician all the way, and all they do is just Pendulum Summon, and that only costs is 1 special summon. What's 1 draw? Where you can just draw and Lockbird them as soon as they Scroll Acrobat Joker, or even just Black Fang Magician, and it's just like, oh, or Wisdom Eye even. It's just like that card, the Droll and Lockbird against that deck is just so amazing. I should have just played either 3 anti-spell, or I should have sided this out and just played nothing else. But other than that, that's my deck profile.
And where did you place again?
I placed 24. I came in top 24, and I was 24. And I was really happy about the results. The only people that beat me were on the top table, so I'm all right with it. So I got my invite. Hopefully, we'll find out where it is, and I'll try to be there, guys. So I'll see you later, and